Episode 1: The Trip. All that could be heard was the soft sound of the airplane's engines as I watched the sun set slowly below the clouds. Next to me, George was listening to some smooth jazz, bobbing his head to the beat, while our other two friends across the aisle, Reginald and Berta, were fast asleep from this long flight. It was hard to believe that we had left the East Coast, our home, 18 hours beforehand. We had been planning this trip to Hawaii for quite some time, saving as much as we could, and figuring out only the essentials to bring with us. Each of us had saved around 2 grand after the plane ticket to ensure we had some spending money for food, lodging, and anything extra we wanted to bring home. George noticed me looking out the window, staring into the clouds, wondering what sights I would possibly see in Honolulu. "Hey," George said as he tapped me on the shoulder. "You think that's beautiful? Wait until you see the sunrise in Waikiki Beach. Do you remember me telling you how wonderful and peaceful that is?" "I do," I said with a grin. "I can't wait to see if I, too, share the same feelings regarding the sunrise." The captain came over the intercom, stating we were about to land and everyone needed to remain buckled. The booming voice of the captain woke their two friends, who both slowly asked, "What did we miss?" "Not a damn thing!" exclaimed George. The plane landed and we made our way through the airport, down the ramp to the shuttle service. The four of us showed our tickets, which also had information regarding the shuttle, and the gentleman kindly took our bags, put them in the back of the van, and said, "Welcome to Honolulu, folks. I hope you enjoy your extended stay." I wasn't sure what he meant by extended stay. Did he see the date on our return trip, or was he just giving off excellent customer service? On the way to the hotel, much like any other trip we took, George and I were going over the logistics of the week. We were coming to Honolulu for one thing: a beach themed anime convention. We knew which events we wanted to participate in together, and which ones only seemed to fit us separately. Reginald and Berta, well, on the other hand, they're a wing it type of couple, and just let the wind help them decide their path in life. They knew what they wanted to attend or not attend, really depending on if they could wake up or not, and what we should all attend together. Pulling up to the hotel, pictures served no justice at how majestic the building actually looked. There were at least 10 floors that I could see from the front of the building, occupying an entire block. Adults and children making their way in and out of the front doors, as those ending their vacation left, and those beginning their vacation rushed inside to get their room keys. We weren't in any rush because we arrived a day early, and we knew we were getting a full suite. We grabbed our luggage from the van and made our way to the front desk. Inside, people were hustling about, causing more chaos than what was actually needed. At the front desk, a nice young lady greeted us. "Welcome to the Embassy Suites at Honolulu. My name is Amy, and who might we be serving this evening?" she asked. "William Copper and my entourage, George, Reginald, and Berta," I cheekily said. "Ah, yes," Amy said. "It appears you requested the 10th floor suite, with a separate king room attached for a couple. Is that correct?" "That's us," Reginald said cheerfully. "Very well. Here's your 4 keys, and you can go ahead and make your way to your room," said Amy as she handed us our room cards. "We hope you enjoy your extended stay." There it was again, coming from Amy this time. Maybe it's just a part of the custom here in Honolulu, I thought to myself. "Holy shit," I said in awe as I opened the door to our suite. Inside was a 70-inch TV mounted to the living area wall. A hand-sewn couch and chair and an oak coffee table were aligned adjacent to the TV. In the back of the room, there was a full bar, followed by the door to the King Suite on the right. "Yeah, buddy," I heard Reginald say excitedly as he eyeballed the bar. I knew what we were doing tonight. We ended the evening with mixed drinks, an impromptu D&D session, and finally passing out. I was woken up at 3:30 in the morning by George. remembering that I had to witness the sunrise on Waikiki Beach. We made sure not to disturb Reginald and Berta, but I don't think a hurricane would have woken them up. Before we left, George reminded me I should probably get a drink so I wouldn't be dehydrated. I thought that was oddly specific, but hey, maybe he was just looking out for me as a friend. We put on a pair of very fitting flower design shorts and made our way out of the hotel. One thing about Waikiki Beach is that it's always open. We didn't have that luxury in the East Coast. Even in the twilight, people were walking around the shoreline, kids were playing in the sand, and I even saw some under the stars surfers catching some small waves. It was a sight I never expected to see, or in my lifetime for that matter. Watch the horizon, my friend, George said, smiling, as he witnessed these many times before. You thought our sunrises are beautiful? Check this shit out. As the sun slowly rose over the horizon, it lit up the surrounding volcanoes, casting a shadow over Honolulu. The deep blue from the ocean sparkled as the sunbeams danced across the top. I could hear people cheer as the sun began to light up their faces. So? Asked George. What are you? Before he could finish, I said, This is the most beautiful fucking thing I've ever seen. Why have we not done this sooner? I told you, boo boo. As we were making our way back to the hotel, something caught my attention out of the corner of my eye. Standing about 5'4", a brown-haired, brown-eyed woman was making her way down to the shoreline. The sunrise is now officially the second most beautiful thing I've seen, I said mistakenly out loud. Then I felt a nudge in my shoulder as George was laughing at me, shaking his head. Brother, vacation, convention, not women. Laughing as he said that. When we entered the lobby, Reginald and Berta were standing there waiting for us, surprisingly. I figured they'd still be out cold, seeing how strong those mixed drinks were. Where'd you fuckers go? Asked Berta. What do you mean? Asked George. Don't you remember I was going to take William down to the beach to enjoy the sunrise? On the way back, he got slightly sidetracked, of course, but we love him anyways, he chuckled. Right, sighed Berta. Well, let's make our way to the convention. And off we went. The convention center was only a couple blocks away, so we decided to walk and enjoy the Hawaiian weather. As we were getting closer, we could see some people already dressed up as their favorite anime characters. Those cosplays were worlds beyond what I had seen previously. They almost seemed too real. One of the first things I knew I was checking out was the gaming center, because if you know me, I love me some video games. I made my way up the escalator, maneuvering through the crowds of people. I had one thing on my mind: Japanese imports. The room holding hundreds of games was initially dark, but the lights from the many imported machines made up for it. I could see people playing Initial D, the newest version of Street Fighter, Tekken, Super Smash Bros., and of course, Mario Kart. I walked up to the Mario Kart section and saw a sign-up board for a tournament. I immediately put my name on the board, but as I was putting the marker back on the table, it was snatched out of my hand. I turned around and said, fucking skew? My words were cut short. It was her, the woman from the beach, smiling. It seems like I may have some competition this year, then, she said as she quickly wrote her name on the board. I couldn't make out the letters, but I heard a cheer from behind me. She's at it again. She's gonna kick our ass. We hope you enjoy your stay, noob. What the fuck was going on? The rest of their week was quite literally a blur. The brown-haired, brown-eyed woman proceeded to win the Mario Kart tournament. I attended several panels with my friends, bought some imported anime, and ate amazing, authentic Hawaiian food. I made sure to enjoy one last sunset on Waikiki Beach, as who knew when we would be able to return. We made our way back to the jetport, but something felt off. My stomach was giving me quite the hassle, so I figured I'd run to the bathroom. Go on, board without me, I told my friends. I'll be right there. They proceeded to walk away, smiling, weirdly. I made my way to the bathroom just in time because whatever I ate clearly did not agree with me. I left the bathroom, making my way to the terminal door. But something really bizarre happened. The door was slowly shifting from a glass door to a wooden door, and it wouldn't open. It wouldn't open at all. I could see the plane slowly leave the terminal. Fuck. I was stuck. Then the door fully became wood. But that wasn't the only thing. The walls changed from a vibrant blue to an awful shade of off white. The hustle of people heading to their terminals slowly changed the sounds of wheelchairs and walkers scraping across the floor. Slowly turning around, I witnessed the seating in the airport waiting area change to cafeteria type tables. No fucking way! I yelled, and that startled some of the patients sitting around the tables. This can't be right. What can't be right, Mr. Copper? Said a very familiar voice. It was the brown-haired, brown-eyed woman from the beach. Where are my friends? I asked. Sitting right over there at the table, waiting for you to join them for lunch, like always. She pointed across the room. Long behold, there they were. George, Reginald, and Berta, all sitting around the table, looking slightly out of it, more than normal, might I add. I need to make a phone call. Where's the nearest phone? I asked. Oh, silly Mr. Copper, you're so forgetful. It's right over there, pointing to a corded blue phone adjacent to where my friends were sitting. I ran to the phone, quickly picked it up, and dialed the only number I could think of. My dad's. Hello? Hey, Dad. Something is wrong. Really? I really hoped you were enjoying your stay. And that was called The Trip. Was this a dream? Was this a story? That's up to you to decide. Thank you all for listening to this podcast. I hope you have a wonderful evening.